Hey, I'm Paula Froelich, and you're watching The Number. And today's number is 67, which is the age that Republicans want to raise the Medicare limit to. And we're here with Chris Novoselic, formerly of Nirvana, and now a bigwig with Fair Vote.
Hi, Paula.
Hi, Chris. Let's talk about this fiscal cliff. Is it kind of all BS? Is it Tax-mageddon? What do we think about this bizarre game of chicken that the Democrats and Republicans are playing?
It's divided government. So you have these two parties in a polarized Congress, and they're butting heads.
Do we think that's actually relevant to the American public? Like what we're seeing in Congress, do we think that that's what the American public is actually wanting?
Well, if you look at it's the House versus the Senate and the administration, right? Because Republicans have a majority in the House of Representatives, but Democrats got more votes nationally, okay? So it's not really a reflection of, it's not a good votes to seats ratio, so it's kind of an artificial majority.
Right, which you would know because you're dealing with
the wonky kind of election things. But it's just what it is, and so then you have this
Is it all about
government.
redistribution and the redistricting and
It's redistricting is what it is, and so when you get these insiders, right, these incumbent politicians and these experts, and they cook these maps up, okay? It's super complicated, okay? And they use sophisticated technology, mapping software, and these things, and they make seats that benefit them, the insiders and the parties. That's the first part of it, okay? The second part is social sorting. So you have a place like New York, it's just packed full of Democrats, okay? Or in Seattle.
with the exception of Staten Island.
Okay, okay, right? Well, or Manhattan or whatever. Okay, and so then you have like a Seattle, which is full of Democrats. It's just dark blue. You get an 81% voter turnout, which is amazing, right?
Right.
But it's the winner-take-all rules, okay? So everybody goes out there and they vote for the Democrat, and there's a surplus of votes, but it just counts for one seat. So you have 100% turnout. It's just like big deal. You're still going to get one seat.
Right.
Okay? And then I live in the Southwest Washington state, where the Democrat got 43%. It didn't count for anything.
So
okay?
basically, your voice is not being heard in your area.
Right. And so these winner-take-all rules for Congress, this redistricting and reapportionment, those are political decisions as far as the U.S. House goes. It's not in the United States Constitution that we need to have 435 seats, these single-member districts. It's the insiders have like walled themselves off. They've like insulated themselves, okay? So they make these safe seats, okay?
Right.
Then what they do is they sell access to the legislatures, lobbyists. You want a meeting with me, you got to pay to play,
Right.
okay? And so even if they're in a safe seat district, you pay to play, and they raise millions of dollars, and they put it into their caucus because it's polarized and partisan, okay? And then they get like the cherry committee assignment or whatever. It's broken.
And how does this work when you have something like the fiscal cliff coming up? When these people are saying, when Obama basically, one of the platforms that he got reelected on was raise the taxes on people making over $250,000.
If you have, okay, well, as far as the fiscal cliff goes, it's just be like people like me would pay more taxes, which is fine. I'll be fine, okay? They also need to cut too, okay? Because federal government, in my opinion,
but neither party has come up with any actual. They all say we want to cut spending, and there's nothing that they say they actually really want to cut. Well, the Republicans say they want to cut Medicare or raise it to 67.
People
from 65.
love their Medicare.
I don't. Well, I mean, we were talking earlier, and I think it's hilarious that people who say they hate government and they don't want a big government, God forbid there's a pothole out in front of their street or somebody cuts their Medicare or their Social Security.
We could have a whole show on just the mythology in American politics and just how it's pumped up in left versus right. And
do you really think that in the actual populace, though, that the divide is over here and over here as it is looking like it is in Congress?
No, it's not. It's the rules. It's the winner-take-all rules where you have these insiders are insulated again. It's just like I got about 55%. They made this district for me, where I'm just a safe seat district. It's just like,
Right.
it just feeds into the how polarized things are. And why do I have to say so? I'm this bass player, okay?
We have we have some questions for you from the audience.
Okay.
Sabina Forbes, daughter of Steve Forbes, who's an artist, a self-sufficient artist, says she's curious as to your ideas to save being an artist as a viable career if we go over the fiscal cliff. There's so little capital floating about to sustain a living. Essential things like food, shelter, medicine are absolutely first priority, but she feels as if we are being herded into roles carved out by corporations and bureaucrats rather than creating opportunities based on what best suits our talents and temperaments.
When I first started doing music, well, I started as an industrial painter, okay? Not in, some kind
Right.
of, I painted factories, aluminum factories, smelters, aircraft factories, paper mills, and then I was like, I had this passion to play, so I gave it all up. I was like, I read Jack Kerouac and like, the mainstream world. I was a broke, starving artist, and I loved it. And I got success.
Right.
Okay, and I got hooked up with really talented people, and we made this music, okay, and it was extremely successful. But I have always thought as artists should be about passion and how you feel about it. And when I look at art, it has to invite me into its world. It doesn't have to be like this, blue chip A-list artist or whatever.
Right.
It just is like, wow, that's compelling. It's invited me into its world, okay? So it's some kind of passion, so that artist has expressed something and they've appealed to me. And so if you want to make money in like the music industry, get a law degree.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, and if you want to make music, you just make music. And a lot of people, I'm totally blessed, is like, I don't need a day job because the music industry has been very, very good to me. Okay? That said, I mean, it should be about passion.
Gotcha.
I don't know how corporation's going to fit. Are corporations about passion? You know what I mean?
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we're done.